to Wholesome Roots. Sorry we've been away so long. Just trying to stay afloat at this point. Good morning, goats. Good morning, my babies. How are you? Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Hi. Hi.
What is this one?
What you doing?
Playing with puppy.
Is he being more gentle now?
Yeah.
You've been training him really well. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah. When we were vlogging, he was just having fun with me when we were walking to the barn, and then he was in the way, and then I stopped, and then he kept on going, and then I floated. I'm itchy.
You itchy?
Yeah.
It's because it's humid and sweaty and hot out here, huh? We better get, oh, what are you eating? Is it a rock? Oh, a bottle cap, that's good. Let's take that. Oh, the goats are saying let's be milked, please, mommy. I better go milk. Are you guys gonna watch Titus, or does he need to go in the playpen?
Watch.
You're gonna play with water, aren't you? What is it, Titus? What is it? You don't like being in timeout, huh? I know, but you were biting the kids. You were biting them. Why don't we try? All right, let's go feed Khaleesi and we'll put you in there with her. Does that sound better? Okay. What are you doing?
I put a giant worm inside the sand.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see him.
He's in there.
You think he'll sneak out?
Maybe.
You think he's okay?
Yeah. I'm just gonna make the 1 inch on him.
Oh!
Still okay.
He is a giant worm.
Yep. He has pain. I'll show you.
That's a really healthy earthworm. What do you think made him so healthy?
From being in the dirt.
From being in the dirt?
And found in some plants to eat.
Some plants? That's good.
Let me hold it. You can pat it.
Yeah, you can hold it.
Just when you're done, just put it back.
We love worms.
Oh, it's sesame. Mom thought it was a snake.
I did think it was a snake. It was moving just like a snake. I thought it was a little baby one.
It's just a big one. And
Oh, that's gonna spill. Okay, come on, Titus. Good boy. Good boy. Check the fence. Make sure it's not on before I touch it. It was on. I'm glad I checked that.
was doing karate practice.
Maybe. Actually, see, you're pretty scared of me, honey. There we go. Fresh water. What are you doing? Are you trying to scare him? Come here, Lucy. Come here, baby. There you go. There's my girl. Oh my goodness, you're still shedding after all that brushing. How do you still have more hair coming out? I don't understand how you still have more hair.
Maybe with mine.
Oh, you're so hairy.
Maybe with my sister. Oh, you are so sweet.
She's so sweet. You like being brushed. Even if it's not with a brush, she just really likes the way it feels.
You want to say hi, Gracie?
Oh my gosh, I'm pulling out handfuls of hair. See, Rowan? I'm pulling out handfuls of hair on her. She is shedding that winter coat like crazy. It's crazy.
Man, that's too close.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're so sheddy. You're so sheddy, baby. You want to play with that puppy so bad. Yes, you do.
My feet.
You don't mind when Rowan's holding the camera, huh? That's weird.
Mama, my feet pupping. My feet pupping. Yeah.
Well, darn, it's official. We have an egg eater. And it's not one of... Titus, what are you eating? Is that the egg? You know you're not supposed to do that. That's a bad habit for a dog. It's probably really good for you though. Very good for you. It was so yummy, huh? You an egg a day. In your food though, without you stealing it. That would be better. Good boy. All right, Liam, can you get some of those eggs for Mama?
Yeah.
Luckily, these girls laid their eggs in the nest box. That doesn't usually happen. And because it's been so rainy and muddy lately, this helps keep them a lot cleaner. But as you can see,
I'll give you some more hands.
their feet are still dirty, so they get a lot dirty anyway. So even in the nest box, we have dirty eggs. Hence why most of our eggs are dirty.
Huh, that was easy. It wasn't too much.
Nope. Puppy wants to get those eggs. All right, come on out.
I
For those of you that have noticed that our water looks brown, that is because the flowers and leaves of the pecan tree have fallen in our fresh, clean water. You might be wondering why I don't just dump it out and start over. Well, for one, we pay for every drop of water we use. And for two, that actually, that brown color means that there are tannins that have been released into the water. And tannins can actually help decrease parasite loads in animals. So a little bit of tannins can actually be somewhat beneficial. Now, the green algae is something we don't normally allow to have in our water, but because it is not today, I think it's tomorrow. Wait, today's Friday? Yeah, Saturdays is when we normally scrub out the chicken waters and get all the algae out. Don't touch that fence. Go play with Khaleesi. Come on, go play with Khaleesi. She's gonna train you how to be an LGD. Ooh, don't touch that. Oh, you got zapped. Stay back. Don't touch the fence. Puppies are a little harder to train to an electric fence than I thought they would be. The goats and the dogs listen so well, I thought she would. I mean, he. I guess it's gonna take him a couple of zaps to learn his lesson and stay away from the fence. So while we were doing all those chores, Hearts was finishing her smoothie. She gets a daily smoothie with yogurt, yams, and molasses. And then she gets a bucket of grain with beet pulp in it as well. And then she gets to come out here and free range and all of the lush, amazing, good stuff for her. And I think it's really helping. Like I said, goats don't gain weight as fast as they lose weight. So it's gonna be a while before we start to see a difference in her weight, if it is gonna improve. We are hoping that it will. She definitely is perky and happy and eating well. Those are all good signs. So as you can see, I have not been well enough to weed, and these are the bad ones that I meant to pull before they got that big. They do pull easily. I just need to get out here and spend an entire week pulling weeds and then mulching, so it's not as much of an issue to keep up with. The garlic has gotten so tall and crazy big. I just can't believe how big. Oh no! My sugarcane got uprooted somehow. I hope that's not gonna be... It looks like it had a few root hairs on it too. I don't see sugarcane sending up any... Oh! I was just gonna say, not sending up any shoots. Here we go. It's starting, guys. The sugarcane is rooted and it is growing. We just have a little bit of it, so this is an experiment. We'll see how it does. The garlic is doing well. Liam is sick. Liam has a little bit of a stomach bug, so he hasn't been feeling well. He got sick last night and... Oh, wow. Thank you, Rowan. You want to go inside, Liam?
Yeah.
Okay.
My finger was wet.
Your finger got wet?
Yeah.
I think that's okay, honey. You see, the asparagus is big and tall and healthy all over again, despite the weeds. And you want to leave those asparagus fronds. When you have asparagus grow those fronds, they are doing their job to feed the roots and help the asparagus have a good, healthy root system for next year's growth. So it is very important you do not pull up these asparagus fronds. You leave them to grow. The only time you cut them is in the winter or fall or early spring when they're died back and dead. Don't ever cut out the live ones. You'll be taking energy away from your plants. Something seems to be enjoying my horseradish leaves. That's okay. We don't mind sharing as long as it's not the whole entire leaf and it's gone and killing the plant. Sadly, our lettuce has bolted. And literally it happened overnight. We went one day from having beautiful lettuce to pick to tall plants, to having tall plants that were starting to get buds and gonna bloom. When lettuce does this, it's very bitter and you don't want to eat it anymore because it tastes gross. So this lettuce was such a lovely, wonderful lettuce that grew so well for us that I am going to let some of them go to seed and harvest the seed. And I will show you how I do that when the time comes. This green lettuce, I think this is, it didn't have a label when I got it, but I think it's black seeded Simpson, I think is the name of it. And I have more of that seed, so I'm not going to collect that. The cabbage have a little bit of cabbage moth larva damage here and there. Those holes in the leaves, those are very, very typical. And as long as they're not eating the entire plant, I'm not going to worry about treatments right now. If I start seeing a lot more cabbage moth, I might put out some BT on the leaves. If the young caterpillar eat the BT on the leaves, they will die and we won't have to worry about it. And it is an organic product. The kale is getting really big right here, but then it's really small all throughout. And I don't know if that's because there's so many weeds or if it needs to be fertilized. So I really need to get in here, pull the weeds, and fertilize probably with some goat manure. My Swiss chard bolted. I'm gonna save those seed. This is more manure that has been put out. This is composted deep litter bedding from the stalls. We've been able to clean out 2 stalls so far, and we have 2 more to go like this. So it's a lot of manure and composted manure to use in our garden, which is a huge blessing, but it is an awful lot of work. I was trying to do it with the wheelbarrow back there, and the wheelbarrow started falling apart. So Ryan used my lawnmower wagon and hitched it up to the tractor. It made it a little bit easier, but it was taking forever. And this stuff is really heavy, so it's hard to shovel and rake and get out and then remove it from the wagon. The chicks are getting so big. I think we do have a rooster or 2 possibly, but they are growing well and we'll be moving into a chicken tractor as soon as Ryan has a chance to fix it. The quail are also doing very well. They are great. We have too many boys, we've realized. We have more boys than I thought originally. So, yes, you're a boy. That's a rooster crow. So 2 red-breasted boys and 2 white-breasted boys is what I've discovered so far. So that is something that we are going to have to do something about. I wanted to give them a dust bath, so Rowan collected some sand and they've been dust bathing in it even though it's wet, so that's why they look kind of wet. They were dust bathing in their food. Dust bathing? Dust bathing? I don't know what I'm saying. See how they're playing in their food and rolling in it, so we got them a bigger container to roll in the sand. And it looks like quite a few of them have done it because they're wet looking. I mean, the sand wasn't soaking wet, it was just a little damp from the rain. I'm not too worried about them being wet because it's hot out today. Oh, hello. Hello, camera star, movie star. What are you doing? You looking for more treats? I think it's about time for you to go out with the girls. Come on. You see, she's really truly loves her treat. And she ate most of her grain, so that's good. What are you doing? You gonna lick it off the lid? She loves this stuff. I just put a little bit of molasses in it and yogurt and yams. She loves it and it's really good for her, so it's been helping, I think. She's so funny. And sometimes I'll put vitamin B complex in it, and I've even added a little bit of iron to help with the anemia. All right. One of the side effects of having a very spoiled goat that we let do whatever she wants is it's a little harder to convince her to do what we want her to when we want her to. But food seems to be a good way to, oh, yep, that's right. You like to stop and get a drink of water. Get a good drink. No? Not today? So leading her out to be with the rest of the herd. No? Okay. Is sometimes a little a little more hard. Oh, she's being good. She's being good. So Rowan's gonna bring her in there. Put the food down right here where the other goats can't see it. Just set it down right there. There you go. There you go. And then she can continue eating. Come on, Liam. Come on in. We're gonna go talk about the goats a little bit. Now she's drinking her water. Good girl. Stay hydrated. Ooh. Is this what I think it is? It is. Time! The fence is not on for those of you that are freaked out right now by seeing that. Oh! Time, you're in heat! And your teat is healed? I will let you go. You want to go be with Bo? You want to go be with Bo? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. We'll get some fall milk. We've been talking about that. If one of these year-plus-lings, they're not yearlings anymore. They've passed that line. But we typically don't breed again until the fall. But Ryan and I were talking about it, and we think that we could do one of these young ladies like Time or Precious or Rosemary if they came into heat. And he's been in full rut, so that's why we've been considering it. Look at the baby nursing. Oh, Daddy, you love your mama milk. Oh, did you get some too? Sharing babies, huh? So anyway, everybody's doing well. What are you doing, Rosemary? You got something in your mouth? You got something in your mouth? What is it? You didn't bite an ant, did you? That's weird. You're weird. So as you can see, Fancy Girl is extremely pregnant still. Yep, still pregnant. Still a big sweetheart. Oh, my sweethearts. Oh, my sweethearts. Time's yelling for the boy. The boy is snorting for Time. So on my way out, I'm actually going to put her in there with him. The babies love their spool. They ate all the branches off that they could reach. So cute. The little ones, Flower and Blossom and Jenny Bloom, their horns are perfectly healed. But Dottie and Truly Scrumptious look like their horns are slightly bumped up, like they almost might be growing. So I am considering re-burning their horns to make sure they don't grow scurs. The only problem is they don't fit in the kidding box anymore. Rowan, please don't do that. Hearts is constantly eating people's clothes. Yes, yes, she loves clothes.
Nibbling on my shirt.
She loves to do that. And you see Chaos over there against the tree. She is big and pregnant still. Her udder is developing a little bit, but her ligaments are still solid tight. We do not have bred dates on those two goats that we're waiting on. So I believe it's in the month of May that they should be due, but we'll see. We're just watching and waiting. Not overly excited about anything yet because there's not been any real signs yet. I did see what looked like a mucus plug pass with Fancy Girl, but that was like a week ago. And those can pass several weeks before kidding, so it's not really a impending sign at any rate. They really ate down this area. You guys didn't get to see it before we put them in here, but it was like that over there. All that brush. Be nice, Roro. So we want to get them to clear that section there and that section there before we move them back to the other end of the paddock closest to the house. You can see the area in the middle that they were just in is already grown up again. So, oh yeah, time. See the tail wagging? That's flagging. She's very in heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in there with him and let him do his job. We can have some fall babies. Yay! That'll be good. It'll be good timing for milk production. Oh my goodness, you guys are like boyfriends and girlfriends kissing through the fence. All right, come with me, Time. Time doesn't lead real well. I found that out when I was having to treat that little teat issue that she had a boo-boo on her teat. Come on. Go on, Time. Pull her. See if she comes. All right, here. Liam, you stand right here, block the way. Watch out, Tom. All right, I got it, I got it. All right, stay back. All right. Well, that didn't take him any time at all, did it?
That's like a choo-choo train.
It is like a choo-choo train, huh?
It's like they wanted to do a parade.
So you may notice a few less ducks. We had a neighbor pull in the driveway and ask us if we could help them out. They had 2 male ducks that were beginning to attack their female chickens, and that can be very dangerous because their anatomy is different and it can harm the chickens. That's why I do not keep chickens and ducks together. So she wanted some females. So the white, the black and white, and the roan ducks that we had, we sold to her. Part of my reason for doing that is because I want to focus on anaconda breeds as breeding program ducks. So I just need to get rid of the roan duck and the silver apple yard duck. Those are the only 2 males that are unrelated, and then I'll just have the Muscovy just because I couldn't part with the Muscovy. I didn't want to sell her. I just love my Muscovies too much. So I have a friend who has some ducklings that hatched under one of her ducks, and one of them has straddle leg and it needs extra attention and help and special treatments. So I'm actually going to be getting those ducklings from her, and we'll have a separate duck colony. So I'll pull the Muscovy out and put it in with them when they're big enough. So that is where we are at on ducks. The nests are gone, and once we have the anacondas separated out pure, I will probably get some eggs to hatch in the fall from them, and offer available hatching eggs to people as well. We paid $40 for a dozen anaconda hatching eggs, so I feel like it's a really lucrative way to make money on the homestead as a side hustle. So that's my goal there. So I just want to make sure that they're purebred and correct, and then that'll be good to go. So hopefully by this fall we'll have that rolling along. I got the phone call this week, well, not a phone call, but a text message from the bee guy, and our nukes are ready. Unfortunately, we don't have a vehicle right now to go get them. Ryan's truck broke down 2 weeks ago, and he's been working overtime every day, so there hasn't been a chance for us to get it fixed. First we had to wait for the paycheck to get the parts, and then we just haven't had a day off to get it fixed. Come on. So hopefully we'll be getting our bees this weekend. I had Ryan go and get our bee boxes. We had put them in our friend's deep freezer. Pick you up. I can tell you're not feeling good when you require being carried. Unfortunately, they didn't have their deep freezer plugged in. So we had to get the boxes and plug them in. Put them in our freezer. A friend of ours, an old friend of mine from Callaway Gardens, actually was nice enough to bring us a deep freezer a couple of weeks ago. And surprisingly enough, we haven't filled it yet. So we were able to put the bee box in there to freeze to make sure there aren't any wax moth larvae or eggs that have survived. We have several other boxes ready to put on them as the colonies grow. So we are hoping that the bees do well and that we can be successful and overwinter them and actually have honey next year. So we're looking forward to that. And we'll definitely be getting all of our advice from the bee lady apiary instead of from the people we got our advice from last time that gave us the wrong advice. So that's the whole homestead update. That's where we are now. We are putting one step in front of the other, and hopefully we'll be back to a regular vlogging schedule soon. But I just wanted to let you guys know where we are and how we're doing. And I wanted to give a special thank you to Kenny at Rocky Brook Homestead. Kenny has been a longtime subscriber and friend that has really been great. He's reached out to me for help on several occasions, and he just really cares about his goats, and he really does a good job with them. And I was fortunate enough to help him through a difficult situation this past couple of days. But what he didn't realize is him reaching out for my help actually helped me, because it made me realize that you guys do need me, and I need to pick up the camera and vlog even when I don't feel like it. So thank you, Kenny, for that, and thank you for your kind words. You've been a blessing to me because of it. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already.
And then we'll see you next time. Wholesome Roots.